Okay, the book of today is Dream Moves, Eye-Opening Chess Lessons for Improvers by Miron Sher, published by New in Chess. This is a book I love because it's full of positions which are exercises, the training that champions did. Obviously, Miron Sher is someone that came out from the Soviet Russian School of Chess, as we can see here, and maybe we cannot see it very well because of the glare. In any case, some of the students of Sher became a famous chess player, right? And trained under him with these positions. He obviously trained also players in the former Soviet Union, and the book, like I want to show you here, is full of positions that you must solve. These are the exercises. I will give you these four exercises because they are easy. I will put them on the board, tell you to pause the video, and then to find the move, right? And you will see if you can do it or not. So this is position number one, just to give you the time eventually to put it over your board in case you want to actually solve it. I will announce all the pieces. I will start with white, so you have the time to put them on your board. King G1, Rook D1, Pawn C2, Pawn G2, Pawn H3, Rook D3, Knight D4, Pawn F4, and Pawn E5. And these were all the white pieces. Black has a knight on B2, a pawn on A6, pawn on B6, king on C7, then he has a rook on D8, rook on E8, and then pawn F5, pawn G6, and pawn H7. These are easy exercises, and here the author writes, black has just forked the white rooks. How can an in-between move help white solve this problem and win the game? So pause the video, try to find the solution, and I will give you the solution in a second as soon as I turn the page, right? So the solution number one is the following. The in-between move is knight e6, check, and here white won. Why white won? This is the reason behind. If black plays rook takes e6, then there is rook c3. Is a critical in-between move that makes the difference between a win and a loss. Obviously, after king b7, there is rook takes d8, and black and white as win. Okay. This, however, tell you one thing, that you must be able to convert white advantage into a win, okay? Because obviously here there is a pass pawn, also black can try something. It's up to you guys, okay? You need to play the position, eventually you can put it on a computer and win. There is another thing that he wanted to tell you, so we return back to the original position, which is this one, right? So let's see here, knight e6, check, and here the move is the following. So this, right? And then instead of rook c3, if you would have played, and I hope you analyze it, rook takes d8, okay? If you played this move, that would have been a problem because knight takes d1, rook takes d1, rook c6, rook d2, and this pawn that is going is more active, and the active rook position makes black winning. Okay, so there were two big differences in the in-between move. I will now put the position number 2 of this exercise and pause the video for a second. Okay, so this is exercise number 2. It's always white move. I will give you the position of the pieces so you can place them over your board. A rook on a1 for white. So first I announce all the white pieces. Knight b1, queen d1, rook f1, king g1. Pawn on a2, bishop on d2, pawn f2, pawn g2, and pawn h2. Knight e3, pawn d4, pawn c4. Black's formation is rook a8, bishop c8, rook f8, king g8. Then we have three pawns, pawn a7, pawn b7, pawn c7. Then we have a bishop on e7, a pawn f7, pawn g7, pawn h7, knight f6, and queen h5. The author asks you the following question. Black has proposed a queen exchange. Should white take him up on that offer? So it's up to you to decide. So now you are white, you decide what you want to play, okay? And pause the video. Okay, the solution to this exercise number 2, it was a game between Ray Robson and Eugene Perestrain in Lubbock 2010. It seems that white should play knight d5. Black can exchange the queens with queen takes d1, but unfortunately for him, white has the in-between knight takes e7. So that's why that exchange wouldn't be right. But let's see what it says. If knight d5 and instead he plays bishop d8, the problem is the same, because knight takes f6, right? And after bishop takes f6, black has lost the queen. Okay, so I think this is very interesting, and let's go to exercise number 3. Okay, so now we go to exercise 3. It's always white move. I will announce all the white pieces first and then the black pieces, giving you a chance to put it on your own chessboard. So we start with rook c1 and king g1, queen c2, pawn a3, pawn e3, pawn g3. Then there is a pawn b4, rook c4, and pawn d4, and then pawn h4. And the last of the white pieces is bishop c6. Now I will announce the black pieces, which are pawn a4, rook c8, rook d8, pawn e6, bishop f8, queen f7, pawn f5, king g8, pawn g7, and pawn h6. Is white to move, and the author of the book asks, while white has an extra pawn, opposite color bishop endings often end peacefully. Does white have a tactical solution to cement the game in his favor? So it's up to you guys to pause the video and find the solution. If you don't want to pause the video and you just want the solution, here we go. It was a game between Zhu Jianchao and Murtas Ganzagaliev, I don't know, sorry, in Zhao Hujuan in 2012. Okay, very good, interesting thing, 2012. So all the positions are kind of new, huh? The move that white should have played and that white played in the game was bishop e8. And now it's white to move, right? Sorry, black to move. You must understand, obviously, if you play rook takes c4, this fails because there is bishop take f7, right? King takes f7 and rook takes queen takes c4 and white wins. If you cannot see it, let me show it to you. Tac, 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 and tac. Okay, so that's clear. Let's put it back into the position. At this point, if black plays this, rook takes e8, obviously there is rook takes e8, and the endgame is changed from opposite color bishop to rook versus bishop, because then you will exchange all the pieces and you have rook versus bishop and pawn. I hope you enjoyed this. Let's go to position number 4 of exercise number 4, okay? Okay, here I put the exercise number 4, the position. I will announce the white pieces and then the black pieces for those who like to put the position on their own board. We start with king g1, then we have pawn a2, pawn b2, queen e2, pawn f2, pawn g2, and pawn h2. Then we have rook b3, bishop g3, and knight e5. Black has the following pieces: king a8, bishop, sorry, not bishop, pawn a7, pawn c7, queen d7, that is attacked by the knight e5, rook e8, bishop g7, rook h8, and then 2 pawns in h5 and g4. The move is up to white, and the author asks you the following question: how can white win the black queen? Obviously, if you do it right away, you get taken back, right? So you need to find the move which wins the black queen. How do you find the move which wins the black queen? Okay, I hope you pause the video. By the way, just this chapter 1, since I'm reviewing the book, has 54 exercises. Eventually, before closing the review, I will tell you the other chapters, how many exercises they have, okay? So, solution to number 4, which was Savieli Tartakover against Andriy Steiner in Budapest, 1921. White played queen e4 check. This is a great move, right? And then black played c6 and rook b8 is what white needs to win. Why? Because if you take with this, I give check, and that's effect, and no, you cannot. Yeah, if you take this, he gives check, so that's a problem. So let's show it, tack, and this is double check, okay? Double check. Now, let's say that he plays this, you still are going to lose this, right? So there is no way out. Let's see what else black can do. No, let's see. The author puts another variation to show you one thing. In case of rook b8, king takes b8, knight takes d7, rook c8, and king c8 and the queen d1 is also an acceptable path to victory, but queen e4 finishing things much more promptly. Okay, so this is the thing. And now, as promised, I tell you how many exercises there are in each chapter. In chapter 2, we see that there are many annotated games before the exercises. the actual exercises, which by the way I think is true also for chapter 1. Also in chapter 1 there are many annotated games, okay? Then there are the exercises that are always divided in easy, peasy, middle easy, and so on, medium, etc., etc. In total, however, the book has something like over 300 positions, 309, okay? So 309 exercises that you can do thanks to this book, and that will help you to become a little Caruana or a little Hess or any other of the title player that have trained under this great grandmaster and coach. I hope you will enjoy this book. I personally like very much the books with positions and solutions, because I think they show me faster what I miss or what I don't understand.